This video is sponsored by Instant Gaming. Get cheap game time as well as other Warcraft products at affordable prices. Click the link in the description below to check it out. Hello guys, this is Doron's Movies, and today I will be giving you top 5 strongest characters of the Alliance, covering the currently active, most powerful and significant characters of the Alliance. So without further ado, let's get into the lore. Number 5. Tyrande Whisneewind, the High Priestess of Elune and the leader of the Night Elves. Tyrande is one of the most influential characters within the Alliance. Since the fall of Queen Azshara and the Sundering, she has represented the highest leadership of the Kul'tiras and had ruled for many millennia. She was promoted to a general of the Sentinels, only later stepping down to devote herself as a leader. Even before the war, she was a priestess in the Order of the Sisters of Elune, eventually becoming the chosen High Priestess. She ruled together with Malfurion, but when Stormage drifted into hibernation, she was left to rule alone, keeping the peace. During the Third War and the Legion invasion, Tyrande would help in defending the lands, as well as in the defeat of Archimonde. Whisneewind would subsequently help during the Emerald Nightmare problems, most of the following troubles from the Siege of Orgrimmar up to the most recent Burning Legion invasion. During the attack on Teldrassil, Tyrande plays an important role as a leader and on the front lines. In regards to her power, she has many roles as a hunter, a warrior, and a priest. Her age and experience goes greatly to her advantage, but most important is not her fighting ability, but her blessing from the goddess Elune. As the Chosen of the Moon, she has considerable control over lunar powers, being able to rain it down upon her enemies, as well as enhancing her arrows with it. So overall, over 10,000 years of experience, fighting in many wars and battles, makes Tyrande Whisneewind one powerful character. Number 4. Alleria Windrunner. Alleria is one of the most notable High Elves. She is sisters with Sylvanas and Veresa, and all three would rise to prominence. Alleria's first renown was earned due to the sheer number of trolls that she had slew during the Troll Wars. Earning the rank of Ranger Captain, Windrunner participated in the following invasion of the Orcish Horde. Not only did she help defeat invaders, but she also ventured through the Dark Portal, leading to the total defeat of the Horde and the subsequent destruction of the planet of Draenor. For years, she was presumed to be dead, only to return recently. It turned out that during her missing in action time, she was traveling planets together with Tyrellian in a timeline that was much longer than the 30-something years that had passed. They ventured with the Army of the Light, and Alleria, on one occasion, came into contact with the Void in order to escape demon imprisonment. She saw what very few did within the entire universe, and that is that the light is not purely good and the void not purely evil. Therefore, she decided to come to a full understanding of it and manipulate it for the force of good. Alleria proved to be of great assistance in the newest Burning Legion war. With the final defeat of the demon army, she made her return to Azeroth and back into the Alliance. Windrunner started spreading her teachings to Blood Elves who wanted to follow the ways of the Void, becoming a leader of a new race, the Void Elves. With her immense amount of experience fighting across the entire universe, she is a significant asset. Alleria fought everything from trolls to orcs to demons and void creatures, and now in battle for Azeroth, she will serve the Alliance once again. Number 3. Velen, the oldest member of the Alliance and possibly the wisest. Over 25,000 years ago, Velen ruled the world of Argus together with Archimonde and killed Jaind. Even back then, he was known as the Prophet, and seeing through the disguise of Sargeras, he declined his offer, being forced to flee together with a portion of the Eredar, now known as Draenei. For millennia he traveled the universe, most recently settling on Draenor, but as the Burning Legion tracked him there, the Draenei crash-landed on Azeroth on the Azure Mist Isles. As the Prophet sensed great courage in the Alliance, he and his followers pledged themselves to the faction. Since that point, he greatly enriched the Alliance with his knowledge about the universe as well as the light. Velen played one of the most important roles in the invasion of Argus and the ultimate defeat of the Burning Legion. He had hoped to save Argus, but there was no salvation to be had, only triumph against the demon army. Currently, he is a very important advisor to Anduin and will definitely be influential in the upcoming war. In regards to power, Velen is very unique. He isn't necessarily as powerful as a battle mage, but his knowledge is his power. The Draenei leader is over 25,000 years old and was a mage before he became a priest. Long ago, the Eredar were known to be very talented spellcasters and one of the best in the entire universe, which is why Sargeras found him in the first place. Since then, Velen had direct contact with the Naru and the Army of the Light. He led his people through the toughest times, traveling across the entire universe and planets. There is little that happened that Velen didn't see either through his eyes or through his visions. As the most experienced character of the Alliance, and possibly on the entirety of Azeroth, the Prophet is no doubt a great asset and a very powerful character. Number 2. Jaina Proudmoore. The former leader of the Kirin Tor and one of the most influential characters of the Alliance. Jaina is the daughter of Admiral Daelin Proudmoore, and from a young age she was trained to become a mage. Jaina was a personal agent to Archmage Antonidas, the leader of the Kirin Tor. She came to prominence when she was sent to learn more about the plague, unexpectedly following the advice of a mysterious prophet that would later reveal himself as Medivh. She rallied what survivors she could find and fled across the sea to Kalimdor. There the expedition joined in the fight against the Burning Legion, and after their defeat, they founded the port city of Terramore. From Terramore, Jaina ruled as the leader of the survivors, and later as an important agent of the new alliance. Diplomatically, she was very important, and for years, there was relative peace between the Horde and the alliance. Unfortunately, when Garrosh took over, he unleashed a devastating mana bomb attack, completely destroying her city. From that point forward, Jaina was transformed, not only in her appearance, but also in her allegiance to the alliance and her hatred towards the Horde. As Ronin died during the bombing, Jaina became the new leader of the Kirin Tor. But when the Horde was readmitted into Dalaran after the Divine Bell incident, Jaina had abandoned them. Now in the new expansion, she is departing to kul'tiras to reunite with her family. As a character, Proudmoore is very powerful, as she was an apprentice to one of the most influential mages in history. She has also fought in many wars and had shown her power not just in diplomacy, but also in war. After the destruction of Terramore, she was very close to obliterating the entire city of Orgrimmar with the help of the Focusing Iris. While this wasn't exactly her power inside of her being able to channel the Focusing Iris for something like this is no easy task for a mage. Overall, Jaina Proudmoore is currently one of the strongest and most influential characters of the Alliance. And lastly, number 1, Malfurionysibrage. First of the druids and one of the most prominent characters not only of the Alliance but of the entirety of Azeroth. His rise to power came after the defeat of Queen Ashara and the sundering of the world. As Malfurion was the very first druid taught by the demigod Cenarius himself, he spread the practice to his people. Through his guidance, the Night Elves not only defeated the Burning Legion 10,000 years ago, but also successfully healed. As a druid, Stormrage was entirely devoted to the world and nature, which is why for a very long time he was inside the Emerald Dream. Recently, he was awoken in order to help in the battle against the new demon invasion. Malfurion essentially played the most important role as he set up the trap for Archimonde, utilizing the World Tree. After recovering, Malfurion continued to lead his people and play a big role in the now new alliance. Lately, Stormrage was of significant importance in the battle against the Legion, helping us a lot in the new Emerald Nightmare corruption. Most recently, Malfurion is a big part of the new Horde and Alliance conflict. During the attack on Teldrassil, the druid is on the front lines. Varrock Saurfang challenged him to a Mak'gora, but Malfurion, showing no respect for orc traditions, simply attacked him. Using roots and powerful nature magic, even Saurfang admitted that there was nothing he could do. Malfurion is one of the oldest Alliance characters that has thousands of years of experience, complete expertise of nature magic, and is able to manipulate accumulated to a significant extent. He has a ton of field experience, fighting the Burning Legion multiple times, and even dueling against important characters. Overall, Malfurion Stormage is not only one of the oldest and most experienced, but also proven in battle and the strongest figure within the Alliance. Alright, and that is all I have for this video. Do leave your suggestions on what you would like to see next, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps out and keeps all the content going. Thanks a lot for taking time out of the day to watch this video, and see you next time.